What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a game that I had actually sidelined. So this is The King is Watching, a dystopian kingdom builder where you're constantly under attack, and your peasants only work if your king is actively looking at them right this second. I played a demo for this game about a year or two ago, and it didn't really have a whole lot going on with it. It was very, very simple, but this time around the game is backed by the publisher Tiny Build, and it seems like the production values have gone up pretty considerably with this demo. So they fired it on over this morning. We're going to take a look at it for about 30 minutes, see what bells and whistles they've added compared to the last time I played the game, and whether or not that brings it up and over the hill into a recommendation or positive impressions or not. If after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself on the day that this video goes live, this demo will go public from what I understand in the email that they sent on over, that day being November the 5th, and so you can try this demo out too if it seems to be something that'll pique your interest. You can also find links down below to my Discord and my Twitch stream in case you wanted to hang out live, but let's dive on into this thing. And so we've got ourselves a very, very colorful village over here, which we're presiding over and gazing at. We've got the world's most decorative and, in fact, fabulous yak barn down here, where we can get all our, I can only assume there's yaks in front of it, so I'm guessing they live inside of it. So it's probably got a bit of a musty smell. I've never been around a yak or a water buffalo, but I can't imagine they smell good. We've also got this building over here that allows us to just dive into a run, and we've got King Baldwin, the guy from Kingdom of Heaven, the Leper King of Jerusalem. It looks like we're going to have a different selection of kings in future versions of the game as well, should we desire to try out other guys, so I'm guessing they're going to have abilities or something of that stripe. It looks like we've also got a selection of levels over here that we can play around with, and it looks like this is pretty much the only one that we've got for right now inside this demo. So let's go ahead and run it, and we'll kind of see how this thing plays out. Greetings, King. This is your domain. It's empty now, so why don't we place some wells to start off our production? So we get water over here from putting down a well. Okay, I don't know the optimal location to put down a well for right now, but I'll go ahead and put one right there. Your citizens won't work unless you're watching them. Drag and rotate your vision with mouse buttons. Okay, so we can kind of like do that right there, and you can see that our water production has started to kick off. I don't know how many of those I'm going to need. It looks like we need 30 water in order to get a tree up and running, and I get 3 of those for free. So let's go ahead and change our vision over to this side so that we're doubling up on the water right there, and that should take us up to a tree pretty rapidly. So now we've got ourselves a tree, and it looks like there's a little guy choppinating away. It looks like the tree may have limited charges that it has available to give us, and this is our kingdom right here. From the last time I played the game, bad guys are going to come down the road, and our army is going to go out and fight them. As we go through the game, we're going to get magic spells that we can bomb out the battlefield with and whatnot. A more in-depth control of your kingdom, you can enter the king's army, the market, and royal artifacts. However, what I will say is that the graphics have been upgraded considerably since the last demo I saw. This left-hand side was more or less the same the last time I played it, but this entire structure over here and like the entire UI has been redone. So we can get a small wheat field. That will give us 1 wheat. What do we need for wheat in order to make stuff happen? Because like we can get some peasants to fight for us. That's what I'm going to try to work towards, and that required wheat. Okay, so in order to get peasants to come fight for me, I'm going to slot that in right there, and we'll let them do their thing for just a minute. And it looks like our first enemy forces are on their way in, so hopefully we can stack some goodies a little bit more rapidly so that we can meet that threat head on. A couple of goblins right there. We've got a few more peasants on this side. And it looks like they produce slowly. So hopefully this one guy over here is basically Rambo, and he's able to wipe out a lot more goblins than I suspect he's going to be able to wipe out. He may or may not live. It's kind of hard to tell from right now. They might have traded. So we got 8 denarii. Oh, we can claim a reward. So we can get a prophecy, we can get a building, or we can get $8. I'll take a tier 1 building. That sounds good. So makes flour out of wheat. We do have wheat, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then, oh, I get all of them? Oh, nice, dude. I thought I was only picking one thing from the list. I was already, like, trying to optimize and synergize all the little resources and stuff that I had available. I don't know if I want another sawmill right now, but if I get a market, I can sell off the stuff that I have, so that might not be a terrible idea. And then the prophecy. You've been given a prophecy, now you can choose the next 3 wave of enemies that will attack you. Okay. Let's go for something middle of the road. We'll fight 5 goblins on the next go. And so we'll put those last. We'll have that guy out front. Actually, let's do that, and let's do that. That sounds good to me. I think I can live with what we've got going on here. Okay, so now that we've got the goblins all set up, is he going to heal in between waves, or like, how is he going to be useful to me? I have questiones. Also, I have things about, ooh, I can get blueprints for buildings from that thing right there. How am I looking? Okay, so finish off the rest of my wood, and then I'm going to need to get some kind of something. Like, I need to get a mill in order to make stuff happen. Apparently, my king's ability is that he can move buildings around too, which is probably going to be huge for optimizing. So let's get the wood up there. I'm sorry, the wells are up there. That can go right there, and I'll just full on like hard charge when I need water. We don't have an attack coming in for... Okay, so the building expires. That's what I've learned here today. So let's take you and put you up there. I don't know what we do at the graveyard. Everything we put on there has a 25% debuff to its production. Okay, so they're playing around with kind of like clicker incremental mechanics here. I need gold. So if I can get a market and we can make that happen, that'd be just the best. And so in the market, tell them to sell off some wheat for right now so that I can start stacking up some ingots, because I can't really move too much further down the tech tree until I start selling stuff. And the amount that we're going to need is 40 so that we can get a mill to make wheat. However, while we're hanging out here, do I have another wheat field? Take that, put it over there for a second. Give me another wheat field right there so we're actually stockpiling wheat simultaneously. And it does look like we can use push pause in order to get through. So hopefully that carries right here. But we've got a surplus of wheat coming in to match up with our gold so that once we have the next thing that we want to build, we should be all right. I don't need another market, but a mill I think is going to be mandatory. We're also going to need a goblin attack to come on in. I'd like to get a research table going, but we haven't seen that quite yet. Hopefully my 3 guys can just whoop ass over here and make it happen. And it looks like they don't heal in between runs. So that's sort of balanced out by the fact that the enemy may not target the thing that's wounded, but they did that time around. We can get an arena, we can get archery so it recruits crossbowmen, we can get a brick factory. We need some kind of warrior out here. I've also got a spell so I can throw a meteorite, or I can summon blades to fall in a horizontal. We'll go with the standard. We'll get the meteorite. So we can only drop that twice. Hopefully it'll carry us here. We've lost what we had right there, but we are up to 50 gold right now. So move that up and out of the way, and let me plot on what I want to get next. I think archery is going to be a big one that we kind of want to get into about as soon as possible. Although I guess I could just go with more peasants. That is a valid option. What did that tile do? 25 production boost improvements on this tile. Okay. Since we want to put something over there that doesn't have a limited charge, put you right there and give me another batch of peasants, I guess. That might have been a good idea, or it might have been a bad idea. Is it going to spit out 2 peasants when it finishes right there? Or is it just producing 1? It's going to spit out both. Okay, so that's good. We're selling off our food right now, though. But I did need to have 60 gold, I think, for the archery range. Yeah, so now we need wheat. So I just need water for wheat. So let's put on our last well right there, and let's get, like, the full production chug on this side. I very much like that the king's portrait is animated. If they could get that synced up with stuff happening on the screen, too, like when he's looking at agriculture, the background changes into, like, trees and wheat fields, or, like, when you're under attack, there's, like, fire in the background and arrows flying past. That would be a nice little visual detail. Let's get all of these set up so that we can hard chug out wheat when we want to. We've got another fight coming on in, and I don't know if we have the stuff that's required in order to survive this thing when we get to the big wave that we set up, but I do like the way that you kind of choose your own stuff. I also like how it's got the decaying bodies like we're playing Command & Conquer Red Alert. Okay, those little guys did their thing, and now we get an artifact. Heal the castle for 4 HP every time you use a spell. We get 1 wine for every empty tile in our castle every 15 seconds. I'll take the wine, but I don't know what it does. Is wine helpful? It doesn't look like I can sell wine, so I'm guessing it's for advanced buildings. I've got a choice here. We're putting a lot of wheat down range, so we've got 65 wheat. I'd like to get archery up and running. before this next wave comes in, and it looks like we've got the stuff all ready to go just to get after it. So let's let that tick up. We'll put that guy right there. And now give me some archers. So we need 12 wheat and 10 gold per warrior. Okay. I think we can manage that. Bring that over there. And we'll just see if we can get an archer into the field before this gets too, like, mayhemed out. There we go. And so now it's producing. Get the wheat refilled, and then we'll figure out what we want to do next after this. And I like that these expire. So the last time I played this game, these buildings did not expire. They didn't have a limited duration, and so it was very limited. You were able to fill up your screen very rapidly with buildings, and then from there it got really fiddly. I think this is a much better solution that makes the game much more entertaining. Unfortunately, I've got a unit cap of 5 right here, is what it says, and if I want to take that unit cap up, I need more wood. So let's get after a little bit of water now that my army's full. And we're going to try to build ourselves forest production up on this side, I think. We're still getting our wine, but this is a big battle, and I don't know how it's going to go. Not very well appears to be the answer. My army didn't even close the gap. Okay, so give me some peasants. What does it cost to produce a peasant? 3 food per peasant? I don't even know if they'll make it to the front line, in all fairness, but this guy's going to have to hold, and we're producing 2 at a time, so maybe it'll slow him. Maybe I'll just meteorite him. There we go. So, like, a carefully crafted magic spell got us out of our issue. We've got another attack, or I'm sorry, another artifact. So we've got a stunning mace over here where our guys stun every 20 attacks. 15% chance for our units to completely block damage. That's really, really solid. Once this gets up to huge battles with like 20 or 25 guys on the field, that's going to proc all the time. We can get a hospital to heal our warriors. We can get tanky militia units to replace some of our peasants, too. I think I'd probably like to give that a go, but I don't know how it's going to play. So get the army refilled very rapidly. We've got our gold produced, so give me another archer right there, and I need wood in order to get the unit limit up. It looks like I can also increase the size of my vision right here, so I can make this larger by upgrading it on that right there. Kind of an interesting, creative way to attack a game like this. And there's our archer. Okay, so now that we've got our archer, I need to get some wood. So let's put that right there. I wonder if the dead tiles are randomized every time you play the game. I wish I could sell that wine right there. Oh, they consume that constantly when they're in battle. Gotcha. So I just need 80 wood to get 3 more units. So hopefully that happens rapidly. There's our 80 wood right there. Let's give ourselves 3 more units. And how are we looking on archer stuff right now? So I need 12 food and 15 gold. Okay. So let's take you and you, move you guys right to there. And then we'll go like that, so that we're producing food and gold at the same time. Both the things we need for fighting off the enemy. Maybe do something like that. Oh, I have the unit cap filled. Okay. Well, hopefully my peasants can hold out for a little bit. This fight appears to be going like a little bit. Okay, it's going worse. Never mind, I lied. You come over here and you come over here. Give me a few more units to play around with, because we are getting steamrolled by gobos right now. Like, absolutely just cracked in the dome piece. There you go. All right, so we've got the trader that's coming on in now. The trader, we've got what looks like denarii. We can get a wood farm. It produces wood and food at the same time, but with less efficiency. We can get a vineyard. We can get another archery. We can get a furniture store, or we can get our mill. We can also buy spells over here. Turn to sheep. Okay, or I can just buy flat resources, or I can buy another artifact. The Mega Dude produces a Mega Militia after recruiting 10 base troops. I want to try that out. Let's take one of those, and then I'll take a meteorite, because that seemed to bail us out of trouble last time, too. Okay, so we've got our meteorites back. They're producing more citizens right there. We've got 7 goblin bandits coming in on the next wave, so I don't think there's any way around it. I think we're going to have to get a few more units it's just going to have to go down like that. So I'm going to try to get 20 gold up and running before too long. But it is taking a minute to get that finished off. Okay, come back over here. Take you guys over to there. We'll move these guys into the play area real fast so that, like, I'm able to get the things that I need in order to make this happen. We're not really producing food right now, so I do need to get a bunch more goodies onto the field before too long. But this is at least moving us towards our next unit cap right there. And like that, our unit cap has been filled, so hopefully 3 archers and 4 peasants can hold off the enemy. If not, this is going to get ugly before it gets better. I'm going to get myself probably about 120 wood. And after I get the 120 wood, we'll take my vision cone, we'll move it up to there and start producing water again so that we can get more agricultural product going. And now we hold. Come on, boys, make it happen. I need you guys to be absorbing damage like crazy. Not much damage was absorbed, but we did make it out the other end. So I can get a clay mine, I can get a forge, or I can get a wheat field. I'm not limited on wheat fields, so I don't really care about those. I suppose I can't produce ore yet, so I guess I'll take that. We can get swordsmen, but I need to... Did I already get the militia camp? I don't know if I did. I'm going to get another one just in case. Basic construction, I guess, just unlocked a bunch of things, and then we get to set up another prophecy. So we can get a T3 building. We can get a spell. We can get a T1 building. Let's get a spell out front. We'll get the T3 building on the cheap for an easy fight. And then we'll take those ones right there, I guess. I don't know. I got to get my military strung back up here. And so we do have some problems to contend with. I'll probably just sit them right here and get some of my militia back up and running. But this market needs to move. And instead of the market, give me a wheat field right there that people are going to work on. Because we're not done yet in getting my militia back up and running. Okay, so militia's back up and running. Let's produce some wood to increase our unit cap. And then from there, we want to figure out how we can get a camp up and running. So for the camp, you guys come up here. We'll put you right there. I'm going to wait for the 160 right there, and then we'll figure out what we want to do next. Okay, we now have 11 unit cap, which is good for us. That requires 70 wood, though, so we're going to have to float at least one more wave before we go down. Now, this game is a roguelite. The building isn't useful by itself, but can be upgraded to produce any of the following. Is it like a permanent one? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a minute. Oh, no, all of my forests went down. That was the worst possible outcome right there. Definitely don't want that. I need this forest tile to continue producing for me. Come on, get me there. Okay, I've still got magic spells I can fall back on just in case I need to, but this is going to have to do it for right now. So once I've got my 70 right there, we need to go back to wheat production. They're going off to battle. So give me another wheat field right here, just while we're in the neighborhood. Those archers are like a catastrophic headache for my little guys that are trying to get into the thick of it. Lost all my peasants again, but that's the way she goes. 15 bucks and a spell. A moonshine barrel or burning ground. I'll go with burning ground for the moment. Burning ground sounds good. I need 90 to get that up and running. Move that over to there and start selling at the market to get some cash going. Because we need far more money than we currently have in order to get, like, tanky militiamen up. And I think tanky militiamen are probably going to be the selling factor here for, like, surviving this next wave. Okay, so give me my militia camp right there. Get that up and out of my face. Over on this side, what does it take to build a militia guy? It takes 10 wood and 12 food. Okay, full wood production for a second till we have enough to produce like 4 of them. Okay. Now full food production. We don't have a lot of time to do this. Click that over so that it's producing, and it looks like this building might upgrade or something too. I don't know. It's got a little chevron right there that seems to be denoting some kind of unit veterancy or something. If I can get a couple of these militia out, though, it's going to be vital. Oh, yeah, he is quite a bit bigger, isn't he? He's got like a little shield, and I think he's just walking out there with his fists like a gank. Okay, let's give them a reprieve from this wave. Yeah, let's just let I need to rebuild real fast, and I've got a lot of spells, so let's just knock that out. A University of Magic, a Dragon's Oven. You produce flower dragons with 35 flour. I don't think I have any of that, but I'll take it. Okay, so let's get our militia stocked up over here, because we have the things on hand to make that happen. Let's keep topping up on wood to make sure that we max out our militia here. So until the next wave, we're going all militia until we have like 6 or 7 of them to take the front lines. And then from there, it may be safe for us to actually destroy this building right here. Yeah, let's get rid of our peasant building. Oh, that was our 10th guy. That's why he's so big, is because that's our mega militia right there. Okay, we can only have 4 militia per each one of these buildings, which I find to be a little concerning. We need to rotate that back into play too, so that we're not wasting resources. And I think we should have most of our militia up and running by the time this next wave hits. And that's our 4th one right there. So I want to get a second militia building. Do I have mines or anything? I do not have a mine, but what I could do is I could do a basic construction and then turn it into a mine. So that is a possibility. Move that out of the way and put my market back in play down here so that we have a little bit of gold coming in. And I think from there we just need to get another militia up and running. Oh my god, they're riding on dragons and there's a giant explodey looking one right there. I'm going to put down a wall of fire like right there just in case. Just to soften them up a little bit. Oh, they do like a battle charge. They like kite you around. Luckily, the battle charge doesn't look like it did that much damage, so maybe we'll be okay. T1 building, we've got, there's the iron mine, so I just saved myself a construction that was going to be inefficient. And then I have enough wood to re-roll this, so I think I will. We have a gold mine. Yeah, it's a literal gold mine, so we should probably take that. Get my wells back up and spun up until we have about 70, I guess, water. And then we'll figure out what we want to put down next. I definitely need another field to replace this one because it's about to go. I don't know what our next wave is going to look like. But we do have a basic construction over here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I just got the iron mine. Damn it, that was a misplay. All right, so with this guy right here, it looks like we can upgrade him. I don't think I want to upgrade him. In fact, I think I'm going to destroy him because that was a mistake. These guys over here. My iron mine takes wood. So let's spit out some wood real quick. And then it's going to take a little bit of food as well. So let's get that reconfigured real fast. Okay, iron mine's up. So we'll just put that right there. And then what did I need the iron mine for? I needed the iron mine for something. But I did want to make more militia. So maybe that's what I'll focus on next. So that we just have like a nice stack of replacement militia. Lost one of my farms right there. So let's put one back in very rapidly. Definitely a frenetic game. Like, I haven't been looking at this timeline at all because there's so many things that I'm trying to farm out real fast as we go through that it's kind of hard to keep track of where you're at on the timeline versus little projects and things that you're playing around with on this side. So we have the food available right there. We are about to lose a forest right there, so we'll put that back in. I wonder if I can upgrade the walls or something at any point. And then we already have the food and we already have the money, so I just need to get this second camp up and running. And then we should be in business to spit out some serious unit. Okay, get that going. And then, oh god. Okay, so I need you to go up there. We need to leave ourselves one blank spot. So technically we're full up right now. But we'll try that right there. Am I missing something? Oh, I'm missing the wood required in order to do it. There we go. Is the battle going well or is the battle going poorly? Militia seem to be tearing it up right now, although did we lose our super militia? We didn't lose our super militia. I will take with my 86 denarii. It looks like I can make my castle more efficient for producing resources. I'll do that one. I wish that I still had enough left over, though, to grab some wheat, but I don't really. I could grab a spell, I suppose. Whatever. Let's let her ride. It may also be time to start thinking about whether or not I want to upgrade my vision to a 2x2. Might be helpful. And, like, our army is still standing, and I have to farm up food anyways, so move you down to there so that I'm accumulating a little bit of water while we wait anyways. Another battle coming on in. Well, hopefully we're good for this one. We've survived for over 2 years, though. That's a pretty good siege right there, dude. Any siege that lasts for 2 years is an inconvenient, obnoxious siege that's probably making the goblins pretty frustrated. So, like, I'm proud of what we accomplished here, whether we win or whether we lose. All right, enemies are down. Take our money. We've got a furniture store, dragon ovens, carpentry. I will take a dragon oven, I guess. We've got another prophecy that we can set up. I would say take the artifact, hands down. That gives me 22 of a resource. 18 goblin bandits. Let's give it a rip. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll try. Okay, and these guys cost 10 gold apiece, right? They cost food and wood. Okay, so that's fine then. We can make that work. Bring that up to there so that we're producing wood while we're spitting out warriors. And then I guess I can move you over to the graveyard, but it looks like they're going to produce really slowly. But I guess slowly is better than not producing at all. Oh, we're unit capped. Damn. I didn't realize we were unit capped. We gotta do something about that. I was kind of saving up for my greater vision, though. Move you over to there. Give me the market on this side. We'll see how we hold out for the next couple waves. I can't say that it's gonna be successful, but we'll try. Put another field right there. I'm gonna have to come up with a better way of making money, too, I think. I don't think there's too many ways to weasel my way around that. Oh, I got some kind of flying unit. Can my melee guys even fight that? It looks like they can, and they killed it off pretty quick. Having a super soldier, like my own personal Captain America, I think is the only thing keeping us in the game right now. Artifact. When you kill an enemy, a random unit of yours is healed for 20% of their max health. Okay, let's do that one. That sounds good. I'll take it. Now that I've got the money... we didn't lose anybody. Okay, so I just need more wood then. Start producing wood until I can increase my unit cap, although we have a considerably sizable investment if we want to get unit cap. Sell one more gold so that I can get the vision upgrade. Alright, there we go. And then that went down, so add another one right there. I'll take my vision upgrade. So now we've got a 4x4, which is nice. Move that over to there, move that over to there, so we're not just producing one thing. And we'll just kind of let them work for a minute. And really, it kind of feels like the entire point of the game is just keeping it so that you're efficiently always producing something with every part of your sight line. I need clay for the next sight line, so we don't have access to that just yet. Unless we start taking it as a reward for some of the things that we buy in shops and whatnot. So it looks like they give you all the methods necessary to grab things that you can't produce with your limited playfield through the trader if you really want to, which I think is good. How's my unit cap looking right now? We're not even close. Okay, give me another forest right there. And if you can get us back up to 30, I would love to get another forest. That'd be just fantastic. Alright, looks like our army was victorious, but we did lose a guy. Forest clearings. 20% chance that a tree will become an ent when you chop it down anyways. Okay. Or I can launch fireworks to make my people better at their job. I'm going to take the clay because we can't produce that yet, and if I get 60 of it, we can upgrade our vision to have like a little, I don't know, dude. We'll be in ween mode. We'll have like the balls and we'll have like the weenie. And so something about that to me feels like a lot of fun for the purposes of the video, so I'm going to go for it. We've got our unit cap up to 14, but I need more wood in order to produce soldiers. But I have enough wheat to make that happen. Okay, fill out my unit cap and keep producing from right there. It's only going to take 2 rotations to get us mostly capped out, so we should be okay. And so far, like, this is definitely one of those games that you can get sucked into. Like, certain aspects of the UI feel a little bit cheap, where there's no indentation when you click on a button, or there's no, like, kind of... so I think the UI, it looks good, but it feels a little cheap when you're interacting with it, so that could be improved a little bit. I kind of want to tank the run and see what happens for meta progression when we get out of here, because at the end of the day, this is a roguelite-y game, so I'm going to let the game run, and I'm not going to build any more units, because I want to see what the metagame progress looks like here before we get any further on in, because we're kind of out of time for the video, and I feel like metagame progress for a game like this is actually really important for the game being entertaining. Like, there's good meta progression and there's bad meta progression, so let's figure out which one we've got here. And it does look like we have a central repository over here where I can send my units back in. I don't know if they heal or anything when they go back in. Taking a look here. Let's squirrel them all away till the next fight, and then I'll let them out. And we'll kind of like see if they've got better HP after hanging out in the barracks. We may be toast here anyways, because it looks like we've got like a boss coming on in. Okay, let's see what a boss looks like. So letting all them out of the cage. And it doesn't... I mean, I can't tell. I can't tell if they healed or not. But I do like how he's animated. He's like urging people forward. I would recommend they add the sounds of battle, like people like din in the background of people like, ah, you know, that kind of noise of like fighting and conflict, I suppose. It looks like the boss is pretty tough. He's a pretty chunky boy. We're losing some serious unit right now. DPS is definitely slowing down. Oh wow, he AoE'd all my guys down. That's fine. I wanted to see what our metagame progression looked like anyways, so I'm cool with it. He's gonna march towards the wall. We've got 100% health over here, and I don't know how much damage he's gonna do, but I'm gonna let him do it either way because I want to see what upgrades I can buy and whatnot. What's interesting about this is that the enemy, it's not tower defense style, so I'm pleased to see that. In a lot of games like this, the enemy will get to the wall and they'll just like explode or something and your HP will go down tower defense style. Not in this title. In this title, they stay banging on the walls and you can produce units to dig yourself out of the hole, and it looks like the timeline slows down there too while you're doing it, but the end is coming up here, which is a good thing for us. So let's see what we can buy. So we got defeat, and it looks like coming soon is put down there. So early demo, but we've got upgrades on this side. And one thing I noticed when I was playing around with it pre-recording is that there's 2 different trees, one with a red eye and one with a yellow eye. I don't know exactly what that denotes, but our basic starting stuff, it looks like we can start with more denarii at the beginning of the game. Fairly standard fair stuff right there. Looks like we can get fire mages and healers. So we've actually got unit progression up inside of here too. We've got defenses inside of here, so a Tesla coil if you wanted to get that Soviet red alert vibe to your game. We can get free spells at the beginning of the game. We've got madmen that I guess poison the enemy, then run away with guerrilla tactics. We've got squires that do the same thing that the goblin riders did. We've got helping hands, so we get a free swordsman, sacrificial relics. So that's going to unlock more relics that we can get during our run. So some standardized roguelite stuff here, like the starting money and the starting units and stuff like that. But also some interesting things in here that allow you to unlock new characters. I would like to see some branching path stuff in here that allows you to change the way units perform and give them like a spec, I guess with like air quotes, that makes them do different things. That might be kind of interesting, so that you're also constructing a build in between runs. So you've got, you know, another tree over on this side with smaller icons, one for each unit that exists in the game with like 3 options. So for example, your swordsmen get 50% more defense, but they do 50% less damage. You've got one over here that makes it so your swordsmen have half HP, but every time you produce a swordsman, you get 2 of them. You know, things like that, so that you're building a spec as well for each run. And it looks like there's actually going to be different things up here too. but they're all unavailable, so I can't really weigh in on them for right now. All in all, I like the demo. I definitely got sucked into it a little bit, and I think that's a good sign, but I'm going to need to see a lot more of how the game plays in a finalized version before I can say where my impressions are at. But for right now, it did catch my attention. It is unique compared to other things on the market for right now. My name is Splattercat. I will see you all later. This game is called The King is Watching. I'll catch you all tomorrow with something hot, fresh off the indie skillet, but that's all I got for you. Bye, folks.